Bonjour mes amis, my name is Freya, and welcome back to the CCSF 2020 Wolfling Run. A day has passed since I recorded last, and no, I actually have not figured out how to reduce the lag. I haven't even restarted my computer since then. I also am completely failing at being a functioning human being. It is 1:14 in the morning. Let's dive back in. Despite the relatively small passage of time, I don't actually remember what was going on yesterday. I think we might have had one more pregnancy. Oh yeah, Min Stinkina looks heavily pregnant if you ask me, so that's probably where that memory came from. What did Owo do? I feel like Owo did that, because she was the last one I saw before that happened. Well, Min laid her egg. Someone made the falter sound. Okay, well yeah, this is definitely Owo's doing, just look at her. Look how guilty she looks. Okay, 5 points each to Min Stinkina and, Rebabel for Oniony Coconut. They're still making dying sounds. Is the background back by any chance? No. And Owo's in pain, I think because she's wall bonking and causing destruction. I hope nobody's, like, trapped in there. Hold on. Just gonna tab through everyone. Oh, at least she's walking away. Oh, who died? Who died? Who died? Magchi. Magchi has died. What happened to you? Alright, starved to death down there. 49 minutes. That's so sad. I hate it when they're, like, just shy of being able to get one more point. Anyway, final score for Magchi is 4. If I'm remembering how I calculated this correctly. If not, editing Freya will catch it. I feel like a lot of Norns are starving down there. I wonder how Jules is doing. Jules is emerging. I'll just go ahead and spin for the first event. Oh, come on. We couldn't, like, start off with feeding them? Bad plant near the jukebox. That's unfortunate. The jukebox is quite the popular destination. Oh well, Owo's made it back. She looks very angry, though. Is that still... that's still... void. Okay, I was tabbing through everyone to make sure that no one had, like, fallen victim to the void. Okay, no one has fallen victim to the void. And by that I mean nobody seems to be in the big blacked out area, but I don't really know why we have a big blacked out area. I can't explain that one. Regardless. Macro back. For puppy. And now that we're back here again, I can actually check on Jules, who is in fact hungry. I don't know why she's not seeking food. But someone's pregnant. Clam and Cheese is pregnant. Father is... Porridge Cookie. Macrobac's not hurting Puppy yet. But I guess we'll see. Hey everyone, super important announcement from MI Coconut about the new Seru Drop Point Agent.
So, Seru, which is short for Stray Egg Rescue Unit, first showed up as an agent released for CCSF 2009. It was sort of a half-baked mini-story about an organization that patrols the galaxy, rescuing damaged eggs from shipwrecks and adopting them out to people like you. Unless you kill them. They don't like that. This agent kind of hoped to recreate the excitement of the early days of the warp when you never knew what was going to show up in your containment chamber. Spoiler, it was mostly Gen 1 Chi-Chis and Fast Agers, but the hope for something interesting was always there. So these eggs held basically random creatures, combining 16 random genomes at a fairly high mutation rate. It was fun and novel, if imperfect. It was baked into the premise, to be fair, but it did produce a lot of stillbirths and sliders, especially if you had a lot of breeds that just didn't crossbreed well installed. So, Magic Words Seru, which was released for CCSF 2011, let you skip through the story mode and the long, slow beam animation and just start making eggs. Then in 2018, a modified version of this, created by Pilla, Magic Words Screw, came onto the scene. It was a little easier to use because it produced creatures directly from the hand instead of dropping an egg into the incubator tray, and it also used fewer genomes, so they were less likely to be stillborns. That'll brings us to where we are today with the Seru drop point. So this agent was born out of an internal script that I would use to automatically drop Seru eggs into my world during Wolfling runs, but I wanted to give it a sprite and at least a little bit of linkage back to its backstory via the help file. I know I dropped an unofficial release of this into a Discord at some point, so this agent is floating around out there somewhere, and you might already have it. But for the CCSF release, I added some extra features to it, mostly in the form of magic words commands. So first off, just so we're clear, this agent does a couple things. First of all, clicking the drop point itself will summon a Seru egg. That's pretty straightforward. Secondly, if left unattended, the Seru drop point has a tiny chance of randomly summoning Seru eggs if your population of eggs and creatures combined is below the breeding limit set in your world. That's this number right here. When a Seru egg is summoned like this, you'll actually get a nice little notification letting you know that the egg has shown up. These settings are actually set by default really, really low, like you might get a Seru egg every couple hours depending on your population. You can change this with the magic words, but the general idea is that you could use this in Wolfling runs or even just to add some random excitement to your nurturing worlds without totally overrunning your current population. The one time it will override and summon an egg no matter what is if your population falls below the minimum. This is set to 4 by default, but you can change that too. One thing worth mentioning is that the fine folks at Seru will try to balance out the male to female ratio in your world, so if you have more males you'll be more likely to get a female egg and vice versa. Another random feature is that if your world is in fast ticks, the agent will automatically clear away any dead bodies you might have lying around, so they don't add to the population count. And one last thing to mention is that multiple Seru drop points do work together. They communicate with each other, they synchronize settings, so adding more of them isn't gonna up your odds of getting egg drops. The only reason to really have more than one is if you want to set up drop points at different locations of the world, so maybe one in each meta room or something. So, onto the magic words. There's 5 settings that you have control over. Because there's so many, I guess 5 is a lot, but it felt like a lot in the help menu, so these have their own help menu that you can access by typing in SDP help. SDP for Seru drop point, it's like the prefix for all these commands. But this is pretty much going to tell you everything I'm about to tell you here, just in case you forget. Starting out with SDP tick, this will let you set, as you may have guessed, the tick. Basically how fast the agent cycles or checks to see if it should summon an egg or not. By default, this is set to 2500, which is a little over every 2 minutes. If you want, you can set this to 0 to stop getting egg drops completely and just use it as like an egg vendor, basically. Naturally, if you set this to lower, you're going to have more chances to get egg drops, and higher will give you fewer chances because you're essentially just changing how many rolls you get, so adjust it how you like it. If you want to impact your odds of getting drops more directly, though, there's the command SDP odds. This is by default set to 100, so every cycle your base chance of getting an egg drop, again, this assumes your population is below the breeding limit, is 1 in 100. In reality, the math works out that your odds are actually a little bit better than that because you get a bit of a bonus based on how wide the gap is between your current population and your breeding limit, but these are the base odds at least, so if you want to change that to like 50, you'll be about twice as likely to get eggs, and if you change it to 200, you'll be about half as likely. Again, just tweak this how you want it, and remember that once you hit your breeding limit, you'll always have a 0% chance of getting automatic eggs. There's no way around that unless you want to increase your breeding limit. Conversely, you'll always have a 100% chance of getting eggs if your population falls below the minimum, which is, again, 4 by default, but that's something you can alter with SDP min. This is pretty straightforward and just helps ensure that you always have a minimum number of creatures. Just be careful, so you know. When this agent is checking the population, the drop point takes into account both the creatures and the unhatched eggs. So if you're running a docked world and you're using that trick with stopping the Grundle and Enten eggs from hatching by dropping them in the pond, the agent will count those as part of the population, so you might want to adjust your minimum accordingly if you're going to do that. Finally, we have 2 settings to handle one of Seru's biggest problems, which is the high stillborn rate. If your genetics folder is full of color Churnorns and CFEs and CFFs and whatever else is out there that doesn't always crossbreed nicely together, you're gonna have a much higher chance of having stillborns and sliders regardless, but there's a few things you can control, starting with SDP gen. So, by default, classic Seru eggs come from parent Norns of the 4th generation and produce a generation 5 egg. And this mixes together the classic 16 genomes to create the final child. So if you want to go down to parent Gen 3, you'll be mixing together only 8 genomes, and then 4 at Generation 2. It doesn't go lower than Generation 2. But your exact mix of genetics in your game is going to vary based on the breeds you have installed, so do whatever gives you results that you like. You can also go up a little in the generations. Parent Generation 5 will mix 32 genomes, and 6 will mix 64. This can be interesting, but beware that when the eggs are being generated, it's also generating a lot of genomes, so this will bloat the size of your world. I think about 16 genomes, like the classic Seru, takes about like 1 megabyte of disk space just in genome files. If you push that up to the max, which is, parent generation 6, and mix 64 genomes, you're looking at like a little over 4 megabytes just to generate 1 creature. So, just be aware of that if you're going to do that. And this doesn't go above parent generation 6 because that would require 128 genomes, and the function that mixes these genetics has like a 99 genome limit. Maybe I'll change that someday for those of us that just want to make a competition out of how big we can make our world files. Anyway, the last thing that you can change is the maximum mutation rate with SDP mute. This is already set to the maximum by default, which is 255 classic Seru style. But you can lower it if you want to get creatures that are a little more genetically stable. Again, that's not going to save you from the hazards of unviable, color true, or toxic crossbreeds, or just incompatible crossbreeds, so your mileage may vary here, but play with it how you like. So that about wraps up the Seru drop point. There's going to be a download link in your description, or probably somewhere adjacent to where you found this video. If you have any other questions, you can leave a comment. You can send me an email old-fashioned way. I still have the blog that I still read comments on, so lots of ways you can get in touch with me. And if you run into a bug especially, please let me know. Please have your auto kill off. Please send me the exact error message and what you did to get that error message. And otherwise, happy Norning.
Man is on the move. Unfortunately towards the blackout area. Auntie misses him. Owo still has yet to be reunited with her old drinking buddy Porridge Cookie. Where is Porridge Cookie? Must be over near Clam and Cheese since he fathered her child. He's cheating on Owo. Alright, we've got an egg. Well, that was not an expected set of sprites, but I'm not complaining. He's pretty cute. Mellow green. Alright, 5 points each to clam and cheese and porridge cookie. I'm not positive. It's like, I feel like that would have been Icy Jalapeno's kid since he's got the Etten sprites. Let me double check on that. No, Icy Jalapeno has no children. Alright then. Do you fear death? Do you fear that dark abyss? Not allowed to do that again. Alright, we are regrouping to the incubator. Close enough. Here, I'll drop some of them down. Oh, good gravy, don't kiss pop in a time like this. There's no way I'll be able to figure out who among you is doing it. They're not listening. I don't know why I thought they might. Oh, good gravy. Okay. Jules is pregnant, and Georgie is pregnant. Not gonna bother figuring out who the fathers are until the eggs come. Please spread out. Please, you must be so crowded. I feel like I'm witnessing something terribly inappropriate. Well, at least that'll be easy to achieve. Everyone all clumped together. Oh dear. I think the fishbowl's in the abyss right now. I'm gonna try that again. That's definitely in the abyss right now. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure that's in the abyss. Oh god, both eggs. Yeah, both of those are in the abyss. Okay. So, let's get... Oh god, okay. Can reach this egg. Okay, so I'm assuming this is Jules' egg. Father is Icy Jalapeno. Wait, is this Jules' egg or is this Georgie's egg? Okay. 5 points each to Jules and Icy Jalapeno for peppery bubbles. So this one will be Georgie's egg. Will you stop kiss popping? Look at this mess. I'm surprised, the macrobacteria still has yet to infect Puppy with anything. Anyway, 5 points each to Georgie and Chungus.exe for Harsh Shandy. God, we're only 15 minutes into the recording time. What a nightmare. Alright, where was I gonna put Viceroy? In the shower. I don't think that's in the abyss. Sorry about the abyss, guys. I'll see if I can fix that in the next episode. Go take a shower. I wonder what Grendels smell like, because, reptiles in my experience don't really smell like much of anything. Like a little Levi in there, he doesn't really have a scent to him. But also, Norns navigate predominantly by smell, and, their smells are described as, like, Norn scent, Etten smell, and Grendel stench. So I can only imagine Grendels smell pretty bad. Comment down below what you think Grendels smell like. Anti-disestablishmentarianism is pregnant. Oh, I actually got her! Okay. Father is... Rebabel. Rebabel's doing good. I wonder how long it'll take them to all, like, clear out again. Alright. Feed Viceroy while I'm at it. And we have an egg. And they're still kiss popping like there's no tomorrow. Yep, we got 2 more pregnancies. Oh boy. But 5 points each to anti-disestablishmentarianism and Rebabel for citrusy cola. And Kiki and Little Bunny Tofu are pregnant. Oh, Puppy's no longer infected, but I think somebody else is. Oh no, Puppy is infected, okay. Oh, Puppy has sleep toxin, no wonder he's out cold. It was only a matter of time, I suppose. Oh, some of them are saying they love Puppy, though. Stop. Alright, Viceroy, you did absolutely nothing interesting. Cool. We have an egg. Little Bunny Tofu has laid an egg. And Kiki has laid an egg. Looks like Puppy's awake again.
So something strange happened here, but before I show you that, check out this art submission from Pan.
Alright guys, I'm very confused right now because, it would appear that this newborn's father is Min Stinkina, who is in fact female. But it says became pregnant, laid an egg, child born, so this would imply that she did in fact father this Norn. So, we stan an intersex Norn? It's probably something to do with the, mating script changes that have been made. But, yeah, that's pretty cool. 5 points each, I suppose, to Little Bunny Tofu and Min Stinkina for Soggy Peach Yellow. Guys, I have no idea how that's possible, but, like, I'm not knocking it. I have no complaints with the fact that that worked. Okay, 5 points each to Kiki and Icy Jalapeno for, is that raw shampoo? Is that what that says? Raw shampoo. And we have yet another pregnancy. Evil Karen is pregnant. I'm gonna actually take the time to see who the heck the father was, because I'm very surprised that that happened with Min. Alright, the father is Chungus.exe, who is male. They're not making any moves to clear out. However, the medical monitor seems to have confirmed Puppy's recovery. And another pregnancy. This time Jules. Father is Rebabel again. Well, this will be interesting. Oh, and we have an egg. Whose egg is that? Evil Karen's egg. Alright, they seem to have calmed down from that. No one died of it, at least. 5 points each to Evil Karen and Chungus.exe for Acrid Persimmon. Jules has laid an egg. The medical monitor complained for a second, and then it went away, so oh well. We'll never know. Oh! Oh, look at his long neck! Oh, I love it when, like, the sprites don't really match up between games. You are an ugly little thing, aren't ya? Gelatinous Scarlet. 5 points each to Jules and Rebabel. And another pregnancy right away. This time Georgie. Father is Rebabel. Rebabel is being quite successful. He may go all the way. Viceroy's time to shine again. Lover's Leap. Okay. Min Stinkina is pregnant, and Georgie has laid her egg. The father of Min Stinkina's is Man. 5 points each to Georgie and Rebabel for, what is that, Heavenly Kobe. And 2 more pregnancies. Clam and Cheese. Father is Porridge Cookie. And Rheaniliran. Father is Rebabel. Man, Rebabel's just getting all the ladies this evening, huh? Ooh. Viceroy. I see you there. Making your way downtown. Walking fast. Min Stinkina's egg. Oh, and she looks just like Min. And we have a death. Okay, hold on. Toasted Tuscany. 5 points each to Min Stinkina and Man for Toasted Tuscany. Who died? Oh, Man died. You just got 5 points, my lad. What happened? Okay, 1 hour, so he gets 10 points for the hour. 1 child, so that's 5 points for that. So that's, 15 points. I can do math. What happened to you? Too hot? No bacteria, no toxins. It looks like he overheated. I don't know if proximity to other creatures produces body heat, but if he overheated from being crowded, that'd be kind of sad. But he didn't look crowded in his drives, so, like, I got no clue. Clam and Cheese has laid an egg, as well as Rihanaya. Rihanaya and Rebabel have eloped. You little man with the ugly arms. And we are at the 30-minute mark, so I will end the episode after we hatch Rianaya's egg. Dry red purple. So 5 points each to Clam and Cheese and Porridge Cookie for dry red purple. Oh gosh, and Viceroy is on the move. Okay. 5 points each to Rihanaya and Rebabel for, what is that, raw mustard? Raw mustard. And who's Viceroy beating up? Icy Jalapeno. But it looks like he survived. Viceroy's not making any moves to continue beating people up. But we'll see. They fell asleep. You know what? Why not? I love a good cliffhanger. That's gonna do it for this episode, so thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!